welcome to round 2 of the Phantom Dust Tournament Spring 2021. In this round, we have Evo Project and MurderMastodon versus Jay and Xanxus. These are among the 2 top-most teams in this tournament, facing now in round 2.
Saying, regardless of what happens, we know they're probably going to clash in the future, but you've got 3 wonderful hosts tonight. You've got, first up, Sandal, also known as the Mad Scientist, and Ryze, our gracious host, helping us out when
everyone.
Everything else kind of went bad. Not to say for lack of trying. Evo definitely helped there, and you've got Algal Mantis, myself. I'm a player, so that's about it. So, like Sandal said, this is pretty much one of the most hyped matches, at least for this round, albeit a little bit later than some of the others. Sandal, do you want to go with some of the ban stages just before we get to the games?
Okay, Murder and Evo decided to ban Highway, while Jay and Xanxus decided to ban Panorama. We're going to be starting.
Kind of interesting.
Indeed.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the action then. Unless you guys have any, are either of you, have you watched it yet?
I did watch it live on stream, so I kind of know what's going to happen. So I won't spoil anything.
No predictions then.
Okay. No predictions.
Sandal? No, I got spoiled. But
gotcha.
I want to see it.
All right, fair enough. All right, let's do the countdown. Ryze,
Yep.
Will you do the honors?
3, 2, 1, play.
It's a good thing you didn't have that extra 6 health. We would have made that match last so much longer.
We would have, because I would have been worried about getting one-shotted by a Twister on the way down the stairs.
Looks like they're setting up Arsenal still.
I mean, that did work. No, that did work.
They're talking about the outcome of the lag test and all the shenanigans that went down.
All right, let's go to.
Say while it's on Twitch, I would definitely recommend checking out the lag test. There's some interesting loose mind politics, we'll say.
You guys had us so
It's a good way to put it.
Confused, didn't know what was going on. I'm too high for everything, and you guys were like.
Well, we got Xanxus with an arsenal called Turb, so you know Turbulence is going to be in it.
That's what I said too. I was like, is he doing it on purpose?
Yep, we see a classic nature faith build. We know that Xanxus really kind of favors those, especially in tournament settings.
Alright, I'm ready. You guys ready?
Well, I think a lot of those skills are just basic and enduring skills that you can use in a variety of situations. You know, he's definitely a fan of Rian, definitely a fan of Flame Sword. Just basic good skills.
I have a Flame Sword on me. That's about it.
Me too.
Pretty solid aura start too out of Xan.
You do the first. Actually.
Oh shit. Well, alright, watch Murder.
Alright, looks like Murder's got a decoy.
Pretty early aggression out of Xan here.
Yeah, for just a Flame Sword on a cartwheeler.
Stay on Evo and
See the decoy out of Murder.
Just go back to your base. I'll grab some.
You go shield real quick. Yeah.
That decoy is in a risky spot though, especially if Xan and Jay happen to pack a glacial wall. That could be.
I don't know if I would have picked up the Stimulate just yet, unless they're trying to bait out early Turbs.
And I got a glacial.
Okay.
He was really hoping for an aura there.
All he has is 2.
He might just be willing to dig.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick no more up though.
Oh, Xan is absolutely willing to dig. That's one of the things. We've seen him dig 10 plus skills before.
Right.
He's got his orb.
You ready?
And the
yep.
turb.
I'm gonna actually just use a Stimulate here. And then I'll head down.
It's again comfortable to rush back in with the Flame Sword, or sorry, with just a Rian this time.
It's okay. Just call it a railgun and you're good. Steal it from Appen.
That's true.
And,
Pretty on brand with Phantom Dust commentary at this point.
I'm still digging at the same time, so.
Say one interesting thing is Evo pretty much ran over with the same,
We got enough
at
time
least
to
set
and get aura and stuff.
of skills that he did in our match. You know, no defenses, just all aggression.
Well, I think unfortunately he started with a lower aura start than he would have really liked, being at 1 and 2 for a while.
That's fine. Let me get his shield up moving.
Alright, so Zan's finally moving in with intent to actually put some damage down.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll just go get him.
Alright, so mutual agreement to just
Fortress.
dogpile on the murder here.
Yep, pressuring the guy with the
I'm gonna
decoy.
go after Evo too, so make sure to mix
Yeah.
it up.
It seems like they're not getting tunnel vision. Sam was directing him to go ahead and put some pressure on Evo as well. Good hit there.
Lightning sword.
Yeah, there's some nice sword hits there. Good counter punch from Evo with the ice sword onto Jay.
Jay is frozen at the moment, though.
Good shit.
Oh, wow. Didn't expect that to actually hit there. Broke that shield.
Mm-hmm.
Their glacial wall was able to get rid of Zan's orb protection for the stimulate there. Good move.
Let me go to back to base, see if I can get a actual close range.
Alright, a bit more digging. Kind of a low capsule count for this early into the match, though. He's at 9.
Look at Jay, he's got 21 capsules and quite a contrast.
Frozen?
Yeah, I mean, he had to really dig
I
for
have a
that
DVT, so
or
I'm
to
Yeah.
get a stimulate in the first place.
Okay.
And we see the pocket DBT.
Watch it, watch it.
2 free capsules right there before getting frozen.
Alright, now is when you want to turb if you have it.
Does not look like they do though. And he gets away scot-free with the DBT still in hand.
I say with the decoy pretty much right there, that is pretty lethal for a cartwheeler, though.
Ooh,
Say
that's
no
a nice
shield.
Narrow dodge there. He's doing well avoiding those swords, even with the decoy.
just keep it up.
Say we have the benefit of not being pressured by what's going on in here, but looks like it could have been a little bit tighter communication.
Mm-hmm.
Nice
Frozen.
re-in wheel.
Already frozen now, I can spam with some attacks.
Go ahead.
Dodges
Pressure on the
everything.
blade,
Great
don't
dodge.
pick up. Yeah,
Watch out, get out of the way.
only gets
I
hit
mean,
by
he
one
sh-
of those runes.
I mean, really, for being frozen, 6
That
damage
was-
total on that pickup was not bad.
Yeah, no, that was a great
Kind of
pickup
proving why
considering-
he's an S tier.
Considering the circumstances, that was a really clean pickup.
Oh man, that decoy snaked right over that.
See the blaster out of murder.
And that is something he favors on this map for sure.
Back to my base.
Good combo.
Stay right there, stay right there.
Alright, they're gonna want to execute Xan pretty quickly here. Or Xan's gonna take a hit on purpose.
So that manual hit, by the way, I was watching from Murder's perspective. He didn't realize it was manual. Went right over those railing.
I'm downstairs if anything.
It was pretty close. It probably could look like a lockdown target from where he was standing.
Well, that is one thing with the cartwheelers. You guys are a little bit taller, so you don't have to be quite as precise. Threading the needle, though, with the re-in. Got a clean hit there.
Alright, I have a re-in now.
Xan's still trying to put
Let's go back
pressure
to
on the
murder.
base there with his DBT, taking a couple of capsules here and there.
Yeah, they're not really in the best spot with their life totals, though.
Alright. They really need to kind of cluster together here and try and make sure that that pickup is not going to be a long range one. Ooh,
I died, fuck. Really.
Jay is at 1.
I took the blaster though. I just don't know what
Grim.
else he has.
He's not far
Jay.
away, but that's still not the easiest pickup to make. One
No,
mistake
and I
it's
think he only
over.
took the blaster. Didn't take the
One
re-in.
hit, though.
Oh, nice hit. Oh, and freezes
Wow.
murder off the decoy. Wow.
Very nicely played.
Yeah, excellent play there.
Alright,
I'm
Murder's
gonna pop
frozen.
him out.
Froze him again. Murder wisely getting away a little bit more distance so that he didn't get hit with the Purify there.
Murder's got to be really careful about his capsules now. He's sitting at 3.
Got that sword.
Xana's really been able to meticulously kind of take him out. Oh, and Jay also has a D-trick that has been working as
Come
well.
on, let's pop him out.
I'm coming.
You know, as aggressive as Evo was earlier, he is not pulling a lot of his attacks at this point.
We just play it out.
You know, he's pretty much sitting over there on a
Nope, he took my sword.
in a race.
Come upstairs with me, come upstairs.
And
Murder's
it's clearly
popped
not
out
a
now.
turret because the orb's gone now on Xan.
Hold on. I'm gonna.
A turret would be a godsend to them right now.
Keep digging.
I mean, if he had a turban hand, I'd almost wait for Murder to die by getting closer.
Got him.
They're
I know
not,
Evo's nice shot.
they're not terribly disadvantaged. They weren't terribly disadvantaged by life there, but that last shot on that pickup run was
Should have had it on that.
gonna end it.
Definitely a tight round one.
Panel.
They both had opportunities to
Oh,
take
we
the
get to
round.
pick the level.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Some really good plays.
It's
from both
surprising-
teams.
That's what I thought too. That's what I thought. I was
Yeah, it's
like, you guys
surprising
get
that
to
the
pick-
pocket D-trick actually put that much work in.
Pick highway.
I feel like
pick highway.
Murder's usually pretty good about getting some silver bullets, and Evo's definitely no slouch for playing straight with that kind of stuff.
That's what you count.
I think in the high tier matches, the pocket
Cheater.
D-tricks are almost more important because of how long the matches can go on. Just because of the high caliber of mechanics between, you know, shielding and dodging and being able to place hits or not, you know, get hit. The back and forth
Yeah,
is a lot
it's part of the
tighter.
kiting game
Mhm,
that the high level players typically do,
Absolutely.
whether it's life or capsules.
What you want to do for refinery?
It's a game of attrition. So
I don't really think
that
they're
D
gonna
trick
have
coming
anything
in
for refinery.
handy for sure. And unfortunately, whatever they did just wasn't going to get rid of it because it seemed like they got rid of their turbs
Let me just take a look at
kind of early on in the game, or at least they didn't pick up any afterwards when he had the stimulate and such going on. When he had orb.
Yeah, and maybe it's the orb that kind of occluded that from being seen, but
Mhm.
I didn't feel like there was really a lot of turbulences coming out of Murder at all. I may have missed it though.
Well, Murder had decoy the whole match, so
Right.
almost the whole
Oh,
match,
that's
right?
true.
So maybe they didn't really get one off. Can't remember.
I mean, that's a hard call. If you know they've got orb in hand and you've got a decoy, you don't really want a turb. But
I mean,
staring down, getting popped out, that's
That's definitely a choice that has to be made.
Yeah.
all right. So we see a chaos arsenal here out of Xan.
Mm-hmm.
3 school.
Oh, did he go back and edit it?
Interesting.
Interesting. So he actually went back and changed it before even jumping back in here.
Which I do want to
Kinda
point out is
interesting.
not an illegal move. People
no, not at all.
typically don't do that, but it's, you know, it's kosher.
It's a little difficult to, I suppose, do in a timely manner with Phantom Dust because of the way the menus are designed. But if you think about any classical card collecting game, you typically have a sideboard with your main deck where you can switch out cards for situational things. So it's,
Oh
I
man,
feel like it's
could you
akin to
imagine that?
Oh, like editing on the fly from a sideboard would be so nice.
Yeah, that. Oh man.
Well, maybe in the future. Phantom Dust 2.
All of our viewers,
Just
just
turban
you know,
man.
take note. Come on,
Mhm.
win the lotto.
Yep, exactly. Get your programming skills intact here. Alright, so we see our next map is going to be Refinery. And of course,
Low or a start for everyone but Xan.
this was loser's pick, so
Ready.
Evo and Murder chose this map.
I'm gonna turn. Wait, actually.
Early turb out of J. I think he's going to try and get a free hit on Evo here. Not going to quite get it because Evo's going to get around the stairs.
Oh, it looks like Evo's got an orb actually,
Sword here. Let's just stay on evil.
so it didn't slow him down, unfortunately.
Do you have any range? Okay, yeah.
He doesn't fall for the lightning
Yeah,
sword fake.
Trying to set aside his shield here and just hasn't been able to.
Let me go grab some more stuff.
All right.
Here.
I'm sure that rain's coming from murder. I would bet on it.
Yep.
Fire Gahana on murder.
You hear the crowd, but there's a fire Gehenna on murder. Looks like probably a Rian as well. I think I saw 3 damage over there on here. Unless he fell off.
Good cartwheel on that narrow walk there.
Ooh.
It's not always the easiest.
No. Swordplay on those ledges is always interesting to watch.
Okay.
Because it's very easy to dash off the side if you're not careful.
Yep, I've definitely done that a time or two. Throttle Fireball is an interesting one. I get for the faking, but it's never really done me right.
Yeah, I think it's probably more of a utilitarian skill there for throwing it to the ground more than anything.
Watch it.
Or maybe a cheeky hit when someone has low aura and so do you. You can kind of get that in between.
Alright, so I would have lost that bet. That looks like it's Jay running the Firestone. The Rain of Fire.
Got your back.
Yes.
Good hit from above. Murder didn't expect that.
Handily avoiding the rock shots from over there.
Where's you all on? Oh shit, my
Ooh.
bad.
Accidental hit from Jay.
I mean, he dodged that clean flame sword, but you know that's one of those cartwheeler intricacies.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
Watch yourself.
It's kind of interesting that we haven't seen a rain out of murder. He's kind of brought that meta back.
Yeah, they have
You
done a
know,
lot of
you mainly.
on this map.
Well, it's not just this one. He likes it quite a bit on lane as well.
Yeah, well,
Rain
I
of
think
stone, rain
you're
of
right.
rock.
I think it's typically we see rain of stones on a motor. Which is interesting
Nice
because while
hits.
we haven't seen that yet, Murder is running Psycho since we've seen the Psycho shell out of him. So he may have it, we just haven't seen it come out yet.
All I have is a Firestorm. Let me back off.
Alright, he did take that sword. It's a good Fortress of Iron. And no, you're probably right. I don't, as much as Murder likes the Reigns, I don't think that he runs multiple copies. You know, I don't think they're that good. They're more of a harassment move, keep them moving,
Mm-hmm. I would agree with
kind of
that.
going from there.
Definitely more for the pressure than for the actual damage.
I think I have seen him use 2 Lucifer arrows, but
Wow.
once, oh,
That's a hard call right there, man. I
Yeah.
saw where he thought he was the target.
Yo, debris
Just-
hit me, dude, for 6.
Oh.
When I was behind the fucking pillar.
I was
Yeah.
wondering what hit you. I even
I didn't even know that.
what hit murder.
I didn't even know that container could break.
That sounds like Murder's upset
So
about some earlier debris.
yeah, I think I
I
did
saw
see
that.
this from
I
Murder's
thought, dang it.
perspective when I was watching the
It was
live
stupid,
stream,
'cause I
and I
didn't
do
move.
remember
I
him
threw
getting
one
hit
rock
by
shot, and
a
he went
ton
over,
of
and I threw the
damage.
other rock shot, and it went directly
Basically out
into
of
me.
nowhere with some debris on this map.
Oh, that's
That
what broke it?
definitely put
Yeah,
him on the
rock
back
shot.
foot as
The
far
first
as
one I
his
threw
life
went
was
over, and the
concerned.
next one just bumped into it.
Oh, I do remember that. That was
Yeah.
the canister that broke for like 3
Mhm.
hits.
Mm-hmm. Right, it was like 9 damage from
They're,
3 different
oh, wait, no,
sources.
yeah, that's fine. Fucking
Huh.
the rate in the beginning,
Trash
I thought
damage
we
is
also did
infinite
start
and
with that
0
blaster.
right now for Phantom
We
Dust.
were. Like, you guys had us
Yeah,
at the beginning. I
it,
felt it. Like,
Once
I
I
think
get hit
it-
with
It's always
that- once I
interesting
went
because
from
it's
15
you
to
can kind of
9,
love hate it.
Yeah.
It's
Fucking
interesting as
game
a
is
chaotic element in the game, but it's also
I
a bit
did not
frustrating as
know
it's definitely
that,
something you
so
can't
I
control in
knew
your own
that you-
gameplay.
that
You know, it's just
manuals
something you have to
goes
deal
through
with as
people,
it
but I didn't
comes.
know that a blocked manual will still, even though it's blocked by the first.
I think
Yeah,
the
I
multi-hit
mean,
is the most frustrating aspect
Yep.
for me because it's
Yeah,
so
taking 8
swingy depending on
damage.
that.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that, and I'd also agree with
took
the
8
the
damage
fact
that
that sometimes
round
it can
from
come
you guys.
towards the direction it's hit instead of away from it. So, for example, if you were to flame sword a sign, sometimes it can just come back into your face instead of going outwards. So that's
Oh,
can
Xana's
also
back
be-
in the lab,
Yes, he is. He really is kind
back
of
in the chaos.
messing with things here.
Added an amulet. It's interesting.
That is
That's it.
interesting.
Would-
Go play with that.
I guess maybe he's trying to protect the chaos from a turbulence, because the amulet won't protect chaos once it's out.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. I don't know if they have this plan of which levels to go to also kind of set before this match because they seem to pick lane pretty quickly after this. I don't know if that's their comfort pick. I know Murder's not a fan of Sign, so
Right.
doesn't leave too much there.
All right. Early start with 2 chaoses on bench. That's kind of a pain because it makes digging a little more uncomfortable, but
Coming already.
Yeah, I know.
at least he does have a backup.
Nah, it's Zan.
That's true.
I'd say Zan's completely comfortable just chewing through
I was
stuff.
trying to see what aura I had.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what color you are.
He's really not getting any skills he needs though.
No, right now that's turbulence bait. Because he only had 2 of those chaoses in that arsenal.
Right, there's our faith.
Oh boy. I gotta burn through some stuff.
Now again, going back to the earlier comment though about how he likes utilitarian skills, the chaos is only part of this. You know, there's 2 chaos and a jump.
What was
Right.
that?
You know, the amulet
Flash
is
to be shot.
again utilitarian, so you can argue that. But this isn't a heavy chaos arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
He can
Yeah.
still use everything else just fine.
Watch you.
Watch out for
I think
Not a
that's really
projectile
where
defense.
doing something like this, you kind of have to toe that line because you can't heavily rely on the environment like that because I do think the situations that they actually can be provided for can be really fickle. Depending on where the environment is, as far as the hang is concerned, if you get the hang, if you don't get the hang, someone else can get to it, or if there's a very easy way to remove it. So the ability for them to still put on pressure even without the environmental down is really important.
Alright. And we saw Zan actually do a sword fake and land past the Fortress of Iron on Evo a little bit earlier.
Oh, shit. That's
Some
a
good pressure over here on Murder. Yeah, they ignored Evo. He's kind of juiced up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he got 2 early heats in that we saw.
Good stuff. I
Seems
don't
like
think
they
the
took
chaos
that
is really
blast.
being
Evo not
used.
falling for the...
Yeah.
So gonna
Well,
just-
he took the one earlier,
Yeah.
so Evo probably remembered.
Alright, new attack on Evo.
Start popping some of his shit.
Once again, they want to put some pressure on the capsules. Jay's gonna go find someone's bench to start popping.
Go ahead.
Vacuum Wall takes that. And all the cartwheelers rejoice at the Willow being gone.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
The rock shot's not really putting anything more than pressure. I'm not seeing a lot of damage put down by it yet.
Yeah, the angles that he's currently working those at is kind of rough for Rockshot, with everybody kind of in the same vicinity here. Especially in that corner. There's not a lot of space for that to hit.
I don't know if he heard that and just walked it, but he definitely missed that sword.
Murder.
Oh. Nice hit onto Zan from Evo as Zan
Let me
is
dig a little
maneuvering
bit.
towards the edge of the roof there.
Oh shit, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. He's at 9.
He's at 9. I wonder if they're thinking about a level race here? Because they're mentioning Murder's aura level.
Zan does not make that cartwheel across.
Hold on. I'm gonna
Ah, they were afraid of vibration. There he goes.
Yep,
Pop it.
Chaos is down.
It's an interesting spot to actually choose to put it, because you know it's temporary right there. It's just going to stop those lasers for a little bit.
I mean, that's all they really needed. Again, they just want to put the pressure down when they have the opportunity to. The Chaos is just giving them a small slice of opportunity for them to do that.
Evo trying some manual shots. I don't think Murder had enough for that fortress, but
No. And that was kind of a weird angle for the sword to hit. Oh, there we go. Nice. Taking him in. with one
okay,
sword.
okay. I was about to say, only Zan could get away with that, not taking it if it did.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll come with you.
Zan's calling out to Jay to come
Alright,
back to
find
his
another
base.
Chaos. So he has the jump now, so I might try and hang it. Okay. Yep, there's the soft hang.
Okay. See, that's an interesting choice right there because you can reach that as a cartwheeler.
Not the easiest, but it is definitely possible.
I say the most common skill for
Nice.
yeah, and
to
it does stop the
retaliate.
most common one. You know, Rian's
Right.
typically the projectile of choice in this case.
Right. Watch yourself.
Chaos help them
Murder's flirting
undo
with
their
that,
buffs.
Well, there's those reins.
Took that.
What's up?
Oh, Evo don't have anything.
Yeah, let's go. Pop them out. I'm gonna go up with you. Hold on.
Alright, they are mutually deciding that Evo needs to get wrecked.
Oh, good body block for Amiibo. Wow. Oh,
Here we go, baby.
Yeah, you can only stop that for so long, but that's long enough.
In here.
honestly, I was just happy to see it body blocked even once.
Alright, so Murder crossed that gap with a Gehenna. So that's
Very nice.
costing more than just normal.
It is. Again, it's definitely one of those high pressure situations where you just got to make a choice, and it may not be the best one. It's a bad choice versus a worse choice. So you decided to take the
Alright,
health.
he did
hit
break that
because it,
shield, but
I moved
Did
away
you kill
from
me?
all the man.
oh, that was rough.
Yeah, kill me.
With him being popped out, not a
Well,
lot
after
of this
murder, let's go
choice
after
right
his
there.
base.
Yeah, Murder's gonna want to try and pick
Oh,
up
that
Evo if he
castle.
can here and hold him.
I mean, that's a tough call. I asked that while I was in chat, and
That's his base right up there.
he had already come back at 5. So he's not getting far from his base. But I
Right.
definitely would try fighting closer to his base if they weren't popping.
That is
Again,
yeah.
that pocket deep trick comes
Right.
into play.
Evo does have a vibration laser though, right? So it could bring them back for a little bit of damage.
Oh. Murder at
That's
health.
true. Because Jay's popping and Jay he doesn't have a shield.
Oh,
Just keep it up. Keep it up.
I
Keep
say
popping.
Murder has enough capsules, he could probably get over there. At 3 minutes, it's unlikely that they're going to completely survive, but
Yeah,
they can
to try
definitely
and-
make it
to try and get the
a
extra
harder
laser
fight.
pressure.
Oh, he took it.
good block. He takes that flame sword, takes a lot of pressure off himself from the melee.
Again, he really needs to be putting pressure on Jay, but Xan is just keeping him very busy.
Good shit, Jay.
And there's the re-in for the
shit,
end.
boy.
Well, good old Dazzle, right?
Yep.
Alright,
And
good
that's
game,
gonna bring
boys.
us to.
Jeez.
Well, was that 3 already?
You guys wanna keep playing?
That was the 3-0.
All right, that was a clean 3-0 sweep.
Sorry, guys. I have to cook
Alright,
my
any
daughter's
final
dinner.
thoughts, guys?
A well fought match. There was a lot of back and forth going on. It's very possible that these two teams may face each other in the future, and be interesting to see what happens then.
I think the one big thing to take away from this, guys, is watch out for those D tricks.
Yeah, those pocket D tricks certainly seem to be pretty good in dealing with situations like that. Again, from both teams, we saw really high tier play that we expected. Really great mechanical dodging and counter punching and such, which is always fun to see from these players. But yeah, I definitely agree with the assessment that I'm sure we'll see them again, and I would not be surprised if we see them fighting each other again.
All right. Well, thanks for the closing of the second round, I guess, unless we've got one more.
I think
We haven't
there's
yet heard
one
from
more match.
Garcia and War Machines
Yes.
matches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We're looking forward to that then, and looking forward to more matches.
Absolutely. Round 3 coming up. Stay tuned.
All right.